Ladies and gentlemen, the first man to build 21-inch biceps, drug-free.
You know, my friends, I think it's a conspiracy out there to bury the old man. Because, here it is. It's April the 11th, quarter of 5 a.m. in the morning. I couldn't sleep. My brain is turning all the time. And I'm saying to myself, am I a little nuts? At my age, I should be laying down, looking up at some TV, or trying to play with myself or something. But instead, my mind is turning. So I said, let me go and see. I make the videos. It's a webcam here at my home. I make the videos, Dropbox it to Jason, and he posts. He posts them when he wants to, whatever order he wants. So I make them. And I make them because I want to express myself in all this experience that I have in this life. I want to export. I'll never be able to export it all. It's too much of it. And I want to give you not the bullshit. I'm not here to lead. I'm not here to tell you. I'm here to ask you to think. And I notice a lot of my audience, the guys that listen to me and get my perspective, that's what they want to do is think. So I said, let me see what he posted today, which I should have said I could do that when I wake up. But I said, Jesus Christ, this is crazy. But hey, that's where it goes. All right. So I look at the video talking about my good friend Arnold and Joe Weider, the father of bodybuilding that built the magazine, made bodybuilding as popular as it is. Okay, I made that video. And so I said, let me see a few of the comments. And then I saw this comment. And one of the guys said he seemed to enjoy my perspective. And he mentioned a fellow, let me see if I can find his name here, Dr. Claude Anderson. I said, Dr. Claude, who's that? So I went online and looked him up. And you know something? I was depressed when I just saw one or two of his videos. I was depressed. I said, when are my people going to learn? I was furious when black leaders. I don't want to hear anything of black. What am I, a puppy? I don't have to be led by another black man. Lead me to what? What is it going to lead me to? Prosperity? Or is it going to lead me to working hard? It's ridiculous. Why do we do this to ourselves? I mean, you know what? I'm not saying anything white people are not thinking of. They just can't articulate. Now, the point simply is this. Who's the Jewish leaders? Yeah? Who's the Italian leaders? Who's the Spanish leaders? Only black leaders. It infuriates me what the black leaders are doing. What do you mean? What are they going to lead you to? Now, let me tell you something, my friends. It's an insult to me to tell me a black leader, because your face is black don't mean nothing to me. You could maybe inform me, but how to prosper in this world and this country. That's the only thing you do for me. Otherwise, where are you leading me to? Leading me to say somebody's got to give me a break? Somebody's got to guide me? To what? Now, let me tell you something. And I'm not saying this, my friends. You know, sometimes I say, what the hell's bad me anyhow? But I'm not saying this. I experience it, my friends. I experience you don't need a leader. You know, the key to success is not hidden away for chosen few, my friends. The key to success, everybody has it. You got to use it. Just look around and see successful people and see how they became successful, not by some leader. I opened my store, and see, that's what dramatic to me. I'm a person that's real. I don't go with this. I don't get a break. I don't get room. I don't want to hear that shit. You know what I'm going to do? And my mother told me when I was very young, not that it was necessary, but my mother said, Leroy, there's never excuse for not doing all you could do. If you try, you may fail. If you don't try, you're guaranteed to fail. Nobody is going to lead you to prosperity. And I'll never forget as I keep saying about, that's why I get so furious. Somebody called Joe Weeder a racist. Ah, God, I get it. When Joe went to California, it was this before the Civil Rights Movement, and you younger fellas that's growing up today, all it's like a fake memory because today the psychology is yesterday is old. But you know what? There's no future to past. But it's the foundation. You learn from the basic foundation. You need a foundation for everything. But in any case, when Joe Weeder said, okay, I'll finance you to open a business, which I was very frightened of, open a business. I didn't know anything about business. I didn't grow up I was brought up in a black area, and when everybody's looking for a job, we didn't talk business. That wasn't something blacks aspired to when I was growing up, way before the Civil Rights Movement. You aspired to a good job. But I was like frightened. I said, oh shit. But Joe Weeder said, open up a store just like he's saying, go buy a hamburger. And I couldn't dare tell Joe I was frightened to do it. I said, well, I'm going to try to myself. And Joe said, okay, I'll be behind you. I opened my store, my friends, in the 50s when the black people didn't have retail stores. And let me tell you, in the most expensive part of New York City, West End Avenue, Riverside Drive, and Broadway was the toniest section up the West Side section of New York, where people had plenty of money. And you know what? I was frightened, but you know what I said to myself? I said, if I open a store and stock it right and serve it right, I'll do business. And you know my good friend Joe? He said, Leroy, back you, but you should move in a area not so. I said, Joe, that's where the money is. The money. And you know what, my friends? And it's all documented. Not something I'm just talking. I was one of the most successful vitamin stores in all of New York City. I made millions. I look at some of my bills. I was paying $1,000 a week on television ads alone. And that was in the 70s. When I was making a bundle. The only mistake I made, my friend, is I thought I'd always make it. I always thought I was going to make a lot of money. But that's beside the point. The point was, this was the time when impeding the success of blacks were part course. I mean, hard to get along. Matter of fact, couldn't get along. And to tell you how, and you know what? I don't know what it is in me. I'm just real. When I went to try to rent the store, they wouldn't rent it to me. They asked me for my Dun& Bradstreet. I don't know what the hell Dun & Bradstreet is, but that's your rating, your credit rating. I mean, I worked for you. I had no credit rating. So I said, damn, I can't get a store. I'm going to open a business. And I went to my friend Joe again. Geez, I hate to say it because the emotions crush me. And Joe says, I'll get it for you. I'll back it up. Don't worry about anything. He got me the store. My first store, 84th Street in Broadway, the west side of New York City, the most expensive area in the city. I opened up a store. And that was before today, where going into business is like, there's no, and people scared to try to hold you back today. In those days, you got a nerve to talk about opening a business, you're a black man. That's the way it was then. Complete contempt. But you know what? I said to Joe, and Joe looked at me. That's why I guess he loved me so. I said, Joe, I'm going to try. Joe thought I was Joseph Leroy. I said, Joe, if I open a business, run it professional, keep it well stocked, I'm going to do business. And New York, even though prejudice was, pretty rampant, there was It was a liberal city. People didn't have that. I'm not going to tell you if I opened in Mississippi or Georgia, I would have made it. But New York's different. People wanted to help. They were like shocked to come in the store and then ask for the boss. And I opened it by myself. It's only one behind the counter. Where's the boss? It can't be you. Because you're a black man. They didn't say that. And I said, well, and I used to say, Joe Weeder's the boss. See, that get me off the hook. And people bought and they felt good buying. Because whatever prejudice they had, it sort of submerged it. But see, that's why I'm telling you, don't tell me about a leader. I see this guy at all these things with the pro. I mean, I saw those videos and I said, it's the same old story. There's only one road to success. You got to do all you can do. The successful blacks now make me so excited. It's so beyond my comprehension. When I tell you, beyond my comprehension, that blacks are successful today. When I was growing up, there were, if you had mentioned, as I said before, one of the wealthiest women in TV would be an overweight black woman, I would have thought you insane. I would have really looked for the Larry's Crazy House when I was growing up. If they had told me the president of the United States would be a black man. When I went down south in the 50s, before the civil rights movement, they wouldn't even serve me in a restaurant. Told me right out, we don't serve your kind. But you know what? Those things never ended. I never felt, you know what I felt? Because I went down to all my friends from New York. They were all white but me. We had to bring the food out and eat in the car because they wouldn't serve me. You think I went in depression? I said, something wrong with those people. We all laughed. Because we were from New York. Something wrong with those people. But you see, the point is, you can't look around for somebody else. And that's what depresses me so. This guy's talking about all, it's no secret. People, you look at the Jews did. I mean, the Jews, you know what? They bought, it was a lot of praise. That's why Jews bound earlier with blacks, because Jews are the only white people that were discriminated against. They discriminated against Jews, restricted covenants and all that in Miami. You know, the Jews, they got together money and they bought out Miami. If you want to get a place, you had to go to most times to the Jew. Other races, you cannot sit back looking for leaders, somebody to tell you what to do, because they cannot lead you to prosperity. So what are they leading you to? I don't need nobody demonstrating. You don't get nowhere from demonstrating. You can get so far, but prosperity, getting ahead and working hard should be your drive. I don't want to hear anything about it. I notice a lot on some of his videos. There's all these excuses, and they got the Reverend Jackson and the Jesse, the shop. But what is your point? You're saying if you don't help me to get ahead, I won't get ahead? No. And I'm here telling you this, my friends. And the only reason I'm making this video, I never heard of this guy, but he made this comment on, he told me about this, I'll try his name again, Claude Anderson. And I was right, I said, I got to see what this guy had to say. And I was disappointed. My friend, everybody has the key to success. It's plainly out there to see, but you got to use it. You got to use the key. And the leaders, so-called black leaders, can't give it to you. They can just tell you what programs you can go in, but they can't give you the key to success. And all of these successful black people didn't get there by any leader. They got there by knowing what you have to do. Now, you know what bothers me the most? A lot of my people don't realize, a lot of white people are fully aware of it. That's why they get so angry at us. To see the opportunity. And the progressive blacks that see the opportunity, instead of sitting around there moaning somebody they don't get a break, they take advantage of it. That's why they're so wealthy. So many wealth. I never thought I'd live the day to see so many black millionaires. Because when I was growing up, there wasn't any. When I opened my store in the 50s, I didn't know not one or heard of any one black man that was a millionaire. I never heard of them. But today, they're all over the place. You know, and it's just it's just so heartening to me. But anyhow, I did this video primarily for this gentleman that wrote a comment saying, have I heard of this Anderson? I never heard of him. And I thought I'd get enlightened. But instead of being enlightened, I was depressed. Well, my friends, this is only for my intellectual friends. A lot of my friends, a lot of people that look at my videos, they don't want to talk about this stuff. But this is me. I'm not a sets and rep man. I'm a man that opens his mind, try to think, try to learn, and try to project my perspective to you. Not to lead you, but to get for you to stir the pot and think. That's all I want. And that's what keeps me going. And you know what I usually say. The people that know me know what I'm going to say. The people that don't know me, one of them crazy. But to be continued.
Wait a minute. Before you click away, I want you to subscribe, like, comment, hell, even dislike if you want to. At least do something before you get out of here.